Hi, this is Bradley Hughes, two-time Australian Masters champion and President's Cup player. It's nice to be here at Gotham Golf again. We spoke a few weeks back in my first video when I was talking about my early swing. Today we will look at the plane of the swing, what it really means, on plane, off plane, what's the true plane. All the things lead to the correct impact strike of the ball, and this is not only for distance but for accuracy and, importantly, distance control. We really need to look at the right arm relationship to the body coming down and through the hit. These are some very young swings when I was 14, 15 years old. You can see how tight that right arm is packed into the body. Really given my body the opportunity to turn and get a range of motion through the shot. It's not coincidental that some of the best ball strikers ever did this. I always use Ben Hogan as an example because he's always been regarded as a premier ball striker by just about everyone. You can see how tightly packed his right arm comes into the ball, and all the great ball strikers adhered to this principle. It gave them the club face control into and through the impact area and allowed their body to rotate through the shot without an independent hand action. You look at the impact and approach of all these great golfers. Very, very similar, even though they have different backswings, different body shapes, different builds, different swing speeds. Their swings all show the same intentions as far as their weight distribution, the spine tilt away from the ball, tight arms, hands coming down at impact and through the strike. They all seem to have a nice knee flex also, providing some stability for their torso to turn off later on through the shot. No secret there, they all do it. If you look on the internet, golf magazines, the whole place is riddled with talk about swing plane. Outside, inside, too up, too steep. You've got to make one thing very clear, is that people that talk about trying to swing up and down on the same plane truly do not understand what is meant to happen with a golf swing. Golf swing is all about pressures and forces, and you can't do it from trying to swing up and down the one plane. History just shows that there's been a big variation in the way we can actually take the club away on the backswing. You can go steep, flat, straight back, straight up, around. You can basically point the club anywhere you want. Lots of different styles here. All great players, all great ball strikers, renowned for their consistency. And really no two alike. Look at a couple of swings here in motion. You'll see the backswing is just really used as a personal feel. It's just a personal feel for how that individual needs to set themselves up for the slotting of the club coming down and the impact position and rotation going through. There's a lot of ways to do it. And most of these players are all very, very similar, coming into the ball right where it matters, at impact. How they get there, very, very different. So you can't take too much heed in what a swing looks like. It's really the dynamics and the intentions of what's happening underneath the surface. We'll start to look at a little bit of swing plane here. You see one of today's modern players, they try and really get the club up and down on the same line with the butt of the club pointing at the ball. And then you can see the result of this on the way through. The hands take over, the club face rolls, shoulders stay steep. A lot of coordination and timing necessary to hit the ball solidly and, more importantly, straight. Very hard to control the timing of that slap at the ball day in and day out, because it becomes hands, it becomes a feel, becomes a potluck really, what happens. And that's why we don't really see that many players, hit a lot of fairways and greens these days, because of this strange tuition phase that we've all gone through. Straightening of the right arm, throwing it off the body, steep shoulders, stiff legs. I mean, history just shows that none of this occurred in all the great players beforehand, so a little bit baffled by what's going on here. Just wanted to use Matt Kuchar as an example. Been a lot of talk about how flat his backswing is now, and how much of a flatter swing he has. And he's been playing great, so we can't really knock him for what he's doing. But if we slow it down and have a look at the stages of the swing here, you can see how the top of his backswing is very flat. His hands are, way outside his right shoulder. And here we are back at the steep position down with the butt of the club pointing at the ball. Now we're at near impact, club face is closed, shoulders are going to stop, hands and arms are just going to throw at the ball and extend out with very minimal body release. You'll see the club appear up here very, very closed. So that takes a lot of luck, a lot of practice and a lot of timing to repeat that. You look at Hogan here, same sort of sequence of the swing. You can see he keeps the club much more behind and around him. It's exactly what he said in his book, The 5 Fundamentals, when he used that glass as an image for a swing plane. He specifically stated, and look at the club face there, perfectly square because he rotated through, but he specifically stated the club flattens onto a shallower plane coming down from the top. He said it there for everyone to see. So I'm just not quite sure why anyone would want to do anything different. Look how nicely packed he is in there. There's no hand or arm throwing that club. It's all body rotation. And George Knudson, he was a tall player. He used his knee flex to get down. Now I know who I'd rather want to be. I wouldn't want to hit the ball like these guys here. Good golfers on any given day, but it just takes a lot of practice, a lot of work to be able to time that throw, release. You can see the club is closing, 4 inches after impact. So these guys get to practice day in and day out. What hope has your average amateur golfer got who has a job and can't put in 5 hours a day trying to time that release? So there's a lot of bad things going on here that just are very baffling. Equipment has a lot to do with it. Clubs are being made lighter, being made more upright, being made longer, much more difficult to control, and they just basically tempt everyone to go throwing the club head at the ball on a steep angle because they're upright and light, and they make you just raise your hands up, straighten your arms out, quit your body turn, and just release your hands over. So that's why we see a lot of trouble with people out there playing every day. One day it's good, one day it's bad. For more insight, I would come visit bradleyhughesgolf.com, or my partner site with John Erickson, advancedballstriking.com. Thanks for watching. Hope to talk to you again soon.